Okay, let's continue with the observer pattern. This is a behavioral design pattern that defines a one-to-many relationship between objects. One-to-many relationship. Well, you're going to create a subject, you know, an object called subject. And then uh, you can store in that object other objects. That's why it says one-to-many. How many can you store? I don't know. It depends on you. Okay. So that when one object, the subject changes its states, all its observers are automatically notified, are going to be notified. It allows the coupling the object that produce the change from the objects that react to the change. So let's say that the user service does not know anything about these observers. So it's totally decoupling. Okay. What is it similar to? It is similar to a subscription system, newsletter, a YouTube channel with subscribers, an event system, event listeners. Uh, Conceptual example, a user registered in your system, multiple actions occur. You send an email, you save log, then you notify it to the administrator that user has been created. Let's see it in the code. Okay, I want you to look at this code. I got a class here, observer controller. I could call this user controller because we're going to save a new user. But look at here. First of all, we are going to use a user subject. You know, this is something that we want to notify. We create an object, and inside of it, using the attach uh, method, we're going to attach this object, this email observer, and this log observer, and this notification observer. So they are going to be stored in an array. We're going to see that in a minute. And they are going to be waiting there for something to happen. In this object, when when you got uh, three of these or many more, you can pass it to the user service B. I call this B because I already have a user service class. So just don't pay attention to that. It's just the name. So once you have passed that subject, then you create a user service, right? Because this is the class that you are instantiating. But when you execute this method and you pretend to create this, it is registering. This user service is registering the this user. Let's see it. A user service. This is service B. Look at here. You are receiving the subject here. You store that here. And when you execute this register, what you are really doing is that you are creating a new user. And once you have created a new user, then you can start to notify to other observers because here you got the subject and the subject object has inside of it at least three other observers and you execute this code to notify. Let's see the user subject to see how it works. You got an array here of observers. When you execute and attach, you are adding to that array right here. This is for you know to avoid duplicates. So if we go down here, you're gonna see it attached to unset any observer that you want to uh, unset. And then you got the notify method here, which goes through all the observers and then execute this update method here. So once it does that, let's see what could happen. Let's see this observer. And this email observer is implementing this observer interface, which has this update. And internally, it says send an email. Okay, the same thing to log observer, which is registering. And the notification observer, what it is doing is sending a notification to the administrator. So it's like you create an object here. Sorry, you create an object here that it is capable of store a few observers, many as you want. If you need another one, you just need to create another one because it's decoupling. Okay, this is not tied to the user interface. The user interface, excuse me, the user service does not know anything about notificators, observers. So um, let's say that in here you are storing all these three observers, and they are waiting there, like paying attention to what could happen. And when this happens, when you start to register, then they are being executed, like as we see here. Okay. Once you have created a user, then you start to notify uh, to each and one of them. So that is how this pattern works, the observer pattern. And I just finally have to show you how it works. If I click here, I pass I passed then my name and my Gmail, and then when I registered, then I start to send the email, the register log, and send the notification to the administrator. So take a look at the code, download it from GitHub, and test it, and learn how this observer pattern works. Thank you for listening, and click like, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.